doing, sir?
I'm great, Steve. How are you?
Doing excellent. Congrats on the movie. Let's start with that. Um, I am curious, in the background of the basketball scenes, there are so many Warner Brothers characters. What's the one that you were like, I cannot believe we get to put this in the movie? Because for me, it looked like a Clockwork Orange. Like I couldn't believe you got to do that. But I'm curious on your end.
You know, there's so much that was going on with the entire movie. I was less, thinking about the live action that was when we got to the visual effects of them, where we got to include Scooby Doo and the Flintstones and Captain Caveman and the Iron Giant. I think what was funny to me was seeing the different iterations of Batman and the Joker. We had Joker from the television show. We also had Joker from the Tim Burton version of Batman. And we had, and same thing, with Catwoman and everything. So like that was kind of cool too. So yeah, no, there's such a vast, library of characters and movies in the Warner Brothers, universe that, we want to throw everything in there.
One of the things that I've learned is that animators love to include stuff that the director does not realize is in the movie. So I am curious if you ever pushed pause on some of those frames and really stared in the background, because I'm sure an animator snuck something in there.
I haven't found it yet. Usually most of the time that I saw everything, it would happen in layers. And, I discover a few things here and there, like who's that guy or who's that girl? And it might be a character that I didn't even know about before. But like I wasn't that familiar with Space Ghost. I wasn't that familiar with some of these other ones. But for the most part, like I was familiar with the bulk of these characters. So nothing caught me off guard yet.
I have a feeling something will at some point. But one of the things that I read, and I could be wrong, is that you joined this film when it was already sort of a moving train. It was already flying forward. What is it like as a director to sort of jump on board like a Ferrari that's driving at 100 miles an hour?
It wasn't easy. But, fortunately, I had great support, from my producers, from the studio, from the great artists at ILM and Warner Animation Group that allowed me to do my job and bring my expertise to the process, and they were able to help me achieve the vision for the movie. So it was great, actually. I mean, once we got going and once I understood like these were all part of the storytelling that we had that was going to be makeup of this movie, it was a much easier thing to deal with.
Everyone at Collider is obviously huge fans of Ryan Coogler, and he was involved in this project early on. We were all curious, was he involved in this at all when you were involved? Like, what was his involvement, or was it just sort of shepherding the project, a few years ago?
Well, he was there. There were, he's a great cinematic mind. Ryan is very much has his finger on the pulse of cutting edge technology. What's in the zeitgeist. He also is great about sounds and music. So he was a great collaborator in that, and great support system, a great sounding board. When it came to what this movie needed to be. So he was juggling a number of other projects, including Black Messiah, now Black Panther. He's got a lot going on, but when he did chime in, it was valuable.
On that note, I have to stop. I'm just going to say congrats. Hope it's a huge hit for you. Thank you so much for your time.
Appreciate it.